Hello, my friends. Now for the FAQ SAQ process, which is the very heart of the ISDNA or industry solution, industry or invention solution process. Now, this is the part that most of your other competitors and your other market research competitors, anybody in your niche or vertical that is trying to understand the market and how to position themselves and or swallow their market whole is lacking. They don't have this process under their belt. I've seen many students get confused in this process more than any other process that we have. And since it's foundational, it's key that you don't get confused here. As a result, you have the benefit of gaining access to the most refined version of the FAQ SAQ we've ever had, created in 2014. I'm really excited for you because I've refined this over the course of 5 years. This spreadsheet and this process from left to right is not to be underestimated. You're going to be going in this direction. If you do this properly, you're going to have everything that you need in your stackable system. That is your stackable persuasion system. By the time you get to the webinar where we're talking about the stackable persuasion theme to keyword headline, you're going to know what you're doing. Further, you're going to have a process that takes you all the way from the technical process of an individual word to the headline, but more important than that, your specific products and services that you already have chosen in part 1, which is what the heck are you selling, are going to be better positioned in the market than almost any one of your competitors. Not only that, not only will your product be positioned better than your competitors, individual keyword clusters around products will be far superior in both their technical and human technical ranking factor and their human positioning in terms of clickability and call to action and actually buy button. Okay, so that is really the key here. Further, as if that wasn't enough, by getting this done properly, your business itself, not just an individual product within that business, but your business itself will be positioned in a superior way when compared to even larger corporations that may be competing against you. This is the story of David and Goliath when you get this down. So here is your sample FAQ SAQ template. In fact, let's go ahead and call this a template. If you get this down, all of the technical stuff, all the keyword tools that you're going to use, all of our other software systems are going to make sense to you. If you do not get this down, you'll always feel a little bit fuzzy about the marketing copy, the painkiller article writing method copy, and all the other things that you're going to be creating. This is why if I had one thing that I would choose for you to slow down the most within the entire Tech Foundation training course, even when you get into the automatic PinVid site, this stuff is key. Because at the end of this second week, I'm going to be showing you how to find your one-line zinger. You can't find your one-line zinger until you at least do a few FAQ SAQs. So in order to guide you through this process, I'm actually going to show you a 7-figure FAQ to SAQ process, and 7 figures with just only 2 frequently asked questions to should ask questions. Okay? I'm going to go through the process step by step. And I'm going to give you access to this spreadsheet. This is reserved only for Tech Foundation and ThemeZoom certification folks for the most part, because I'm actually pulling back the curtain and showing you what we went through 2005 to 2013 and how we used it to generate 7 figures over the course of a couple of years by thinking this through correctly. So where you're going to start is you're going to start with your frequently asked question. A frequently asked question can be acquired anywhere. Okay, and I told you that in the slideshow at the beginning. You can also use PainFinder. Okay, you're going to log into your PainFinder using your username and password. And you can see that we've got some other things that we've drilled into, and the topic matter is mail enhancement. So we're going to go ahead and create a project. I'm going to call this keyword research. And I'm always going to take the vertical phrase And the same thing is going to happen when you get to the section where you're going to pass your keyword to Matt. You're going to want to go with the vertical phrases that you're going to come up with. Okay, what's going to happen is that Pain Finder is going to drill into keyword research. Now, the way that I chose keyword research, because that's important, is that we already knew what our product was. What the heck are you selling? And we knew, because it was a pain for ourselves, we created Kraken and the last keyword tool, specifically Kraken in the early years, because of our own pain. So step one is to find the frequently asked question. Now, while I'm waiting for Pain Finder to come back with awesome frequently asked questions, I might grab a question just from our archives or from our help desk while I'm waiting to find out what's going out there on internet land in terms of these questions. There's a lot of ways that you get questions over the years when you're going to market with a product. So what is keyword research? A lot of sites we went to are just asking for the plain, non-rigorous definition of keyword research. This might go into a wiki at some point, but the keyword, you're just literally going to find just like you're a robot, you're going to pull the keyword research phrase right out of it, and it's going to go right into the section called hand extracted parent theme. This is one of the keywords that you're actually going to end up handing to Matt in the later section because you're in the Tech Foundation 1 course. The next step is called the summary of pains, confusions, problems, and needs behind the question. So it's a summary. You're just writing down all the different perspectives around this question. What is keyword research? So what I did in the early years is I wrote, students keep confusing keyword research tools and data from the keyword research tools for market research tools and data. They mistakenly think that keyword research will help them decide if they should buy or build a specific business, which requires vertical market research, not keyword research online. This is something that was specific to Sue and myself. We recognized this problem. We recognized that people were confusing market research with keyword research, and then we had an idea. It was also painful for us because keywords, whether they've got a lot of traffic to them or whether they're expensive, does not really tell you whether or not you should buy or build a business. It doesn't really help you with your business model directly unless you start collecting a lot of keywords. And this was a pain for us. This was a problem. Okay, this was a confusion. Okay, and a pain. I already said that. And these are the needs. The needs became obvious because we knew we needed a tool that helped someone distinguish between vertical market research with keywords and keyword research with keywords. So you're going to fill that in. You're going to put your first keyword there while you're drilling into Pain Finder. Pain Finder is going to bring back some of these tools. Oh, it's already brought back some awesome frequently asked questions just in case you're lacking them. Okay, and then you're going to move on to column E. Column E is the question behind the question. Okay, the question behind the question. Very important. Without the question behind the question column, which I'm really grateful that I found out how to do this. This actually occurred during a live event where I was helping a student try to get from the summary of pains to the should ask questions, which is column F. Once I added this column, they were able to get here in one jump. Okay, so the question behind the question, when somebody asks what is keyword research, a lot of the time what they're asking is how do I avoid costly mistakes when launching an online business and website? The reason people do keyword research, and you can find this by a variety of different sources. People have asked me, how do I know what the question behind the question is? Well, you do that by looking at what people are really asking. Okay, you keep asking the question, so what? Okay, I'm doing keyword research. So what? Well, now I know all the keywords to use. So what? Well, if I get those right keywords and they're on my website, I could rank for them. Okay, could you? There's an option. There's an opportunity there. Well, maybe. Will I rank for them automatically? Not really. Okay, then what are you really asking? Well, by the end of the day, you really pretty much find out that people are using keyword research tools to make money. Okay. In fact, most of your slippery slope questions behind questions all lead to how can I make more money, or how can I not lose money, or how can I make better decisions. Okay, that's the root of almost all questions. However, when we really got into what is keyword research and why people wanted to know, by asking a few people and doing more research, what they were really asking is, how can I avoid costly mistakes when launching an online business or website? Okay, and if we wanted to, we could actually put in, how can I avoid costly SEO mistakes? Okay, because that's more to our niche. So this is what was really interesting, and our tool, and which we really specifically are targeting Kraken, TLKT, dealt with that, and our innovation, our ISDNA, our invention, very specifically dealt with this pain and confusion. And really that was the difference between keyword research and market research. Okay, we know that the question behind the question, we just kind of put that in italics here. We know that their real question is, how can I avoid mistakes, okay, when launching website business? And keyword research is not going to help them necessarily buy the wrong business. Even if they were to do the $4 million market research questions that I gave you in the last video, doesn't guarantee that most people don't even do that. They don't have the advantage of those 4 questions to avoid buying a business or building a business around a topic. They just get lucky and they go with their gut. But this is really what they're asking. So what is the difference between keyword research and market research becomes the should ask questions. The resulting should ask question was an evolution. It took us a couple days to get there. We're up playing. Okay, let me just go ahead and correct this sentence. They're up playing. You're playing up your painkiller product or solution. And in our case, Kraken was a vertical online market research tool. We designed it so that you could swallow your market whole by just typing in a single keyword like keyword research or like website, and it would bring back the most profitable niches and long tails tied to it with a single drill. That was new. That wasn't like other keyword research tools. As a result, you've got a little bit more of an expanded than just the FAQ, what is keyword research? Everybody's already asking that, but you've got a slippery slope and a should ask question, which addresses their question behind the question, and you've also got 2 new keywords, okay? I mean, you've got a new keyword. You've got keyword research, which you already had, and market research, because you're bringing those 2 ideas together. So if I was to hand this, these are the keywords that I would hand to Matt, because remember, on the latter portion of this week, you're supposed to hand Matt your vertical keywords so that I can do a massive vertical drill using Kraken, which happens to be the product that this FAQ, SAQ is actually about. Now, you're not done there. If you've gotten this far, folks, you're way ahead of the rest of the pack and all your competitors. All right? But we're actually going to take you one step further to get you ready for the stackable persuasion theme to keyword headline system that we covered in our webinar. Okay? What we want you to do is go to the PBQ. Let's talk about the PBQ. The PBQ is the pain behind the question. It's a little bit different than the question behind the question, although there's probably a relationship there, but not always. Stay focused on the pain. Think about the worst terrible thing that's going to happen if this person doesn't get an answer to their question or a solution to their problem or a balm for their pain. And this is usually what I came up with when people didn't get an answer to the question or they weren't sure that they were doing it right. They were afraid of is what you can do. This will cause me pain is what you can do. I'm afraid of making a bad keyword choice for a website building. I'm afraid of poor SEO on my website. I'm afraid that I'll be confused about my website blueprint. I'm afraid of choosing the wrong keywords. I'm afraid of choosing the wrong keywords for website SEO optimization. I'm afraid of poor website SEO optimization. I'm afraid of making no money with my website because of poor SEO. And the pain behind the questions go on and on and on. And here's when you get to the interesting and exciting point that makes our system so much different than everyone else's. Okay? A lot different, actually. Because once you have this, you're going to be keeping track of it. Now, the cool thing is that you don't need to freak out about this column right now. These are secondary theme keywords. These are not the keywords that you're going to hand to Matt right away. However, if you do find a totally awesome keyword by empathizing with people's pain, what you're welcome to do is take it and go ahead and start a new FAQ, which is down. You just go ahead and you'd start over at the beginning. See how that is? So in the emotionalism of this market, people's greatest fears, you tap into even more potentially FAQs. And that means you can take this keyword, you can jump right back up to Pain Finder, and you can dump it in to Pain Finder and do a whole new drill in Pain Finder, even though I've got a whole year's supply of keyword research questions right here that I could answer. Point is that you can do all these, start a new topic, and you are right there on it. This is very exciting to me. I can't tell you how powerful the system is. Okay? Because it's through asking about the pain, through empathy, through people's biggest fears. Okay, I'm afraid I won't succeed if. With these types of questions, you come up with a secondary theme keywords to either one, use for the next layer down of FAQ, SAQ, or two, to hold on for later drills and later blog posts. And then what you want to do is target your bullseye product. In our case, it was Kraken, the last keyword tool, DWS Any Silo Builder, and yeah, those are pretty much the best ones. We could actually, if we wanted to, put our product Pain Finder on here. Those are all great products with a monthly recurring, an affiliate program, by the way, that are very sellable. What you've just done, because now I'm going to go ahead and copy these on a file, and I'm going to go ahead and give these to Matt. Okay, just take up a notepad. You either go over to Skype. Actually, you're probably going to want to hand these to Matt in the location that he told you to give them. And those are going to be my first keywords that I want to be Kraken drilled at the vertical market level. Try to keep them either one keyword or at the most 2 keywords long for Kraken. Now with TLKT, you can drill wider, but Matt is not doing that. First, he's just going to do a vertical market dive to help you get a general view of what it might mean to swallow your market whole and find out what kind of words are important in your industry. Whether or not they're tied to your product or not, you'll find out later by doing more FAQ, SAQs. Okay? Let's do one more, because now you're beginning to get it. And this is pretty crazy, how powerful this is, and how well it sets you up for your excellent writing. Later on, when we teach you the painkiller article method, you're going to know what to do. Your FAQ, SAQ, 5x5, 2x2 matrix, okay, is one of the most powerful things you can do. This is just going to be a 2x2 because there's only 2 FAQs on it. And if I make another one, I'll turn it into a 3x3. Just be happy when you get your first one. If you make it this far, you guys and gals, I'm so proud of you. You have done something that looks easy when you watch me doing it, but is actually a combination of technical and human, otherwise known as cybernetic research. And that is really, really exciting. So here is another FAQ that we constantly got. What is the safest and most powerful way to build links or SEO backlinks to my website? Okay, well, like we did in the one above, you've got your keywords. Just copy and paste the vertical keyword. And these are the ones that ultimately are going to be given to Matt, right? But for a moment, just hold on to that thought, because we want you to get into the summary of the pains, confusions, and problems. And you can find out, if you're really, really unclear what's going on about this pain and why people keep asking about it, maybe you're an affiliate or something and you don't know the market at all. That's the cool thing about Pain Finder, is you can actually click on, like, what is the best keyword research tool? You can actually go and research that question directly. Different tools excel at different tasks, okay? You're going to find answers here, but also look at people's pains and questions. And you can go to forums. You can start looking around on various locations and find out what people are asking. You can also look at the overall. I sometimes will just look at the general questions being asked. And if you're an expert, it becomes obvious what the question behind the question is about. Now, there's also a lot of variations. You can also ask your customers, as I said in the video at the top of this section. But here's generally what we discovered by going into the forums and looking at all the questions in the Warriors forum and the general SEO forums and in our courses and all the fundamental analysis locations that we find out why people are confused. We notice that students are obsessed with backlinks. We notice they will try anything, even to the detriment of their own site, because they don't understand how it all works. They are confused by the many opinions and dangerous solutions on the market. They give priority to off-page, off-site backlinking factors. and they ignore on-site structure, and this speaks to our invention. Okay, so what do they, if that's the general summary of what we've noticed by just going through a few forums, reading a few questions and FAQs, what's the question behind the question? Well, what they really wanted to know is, how do I rank higher on the search engines? And another thing that you might want to add here is, how do I, and here's a key word here, safely. How do I safely rank higher on the search engines? That's generally the very simple question that they're asking. They're not even asking how they can rank higher on the search engine for more than one keyword. And that's a distinction that you've got to be on the lookout for. Okay? Should ask questions, resulting should ask questions, upplaying your painkiller product or solution. Well, you know what the heck you're selling. I'm selling Kraken in a tool that actually does all the research and sucks it right into a website in the right order and uses a very special technique to help you rank for hundreds of keywords instead of just 5 or 6, using far fewer inbound links than your competition. Pretty cool, right? But it's not that easy to sell that directly. You have to try a slippery slope from what they're already asking about. Remember how I said in the previous video that the worst thing you can do in marketing is to try to solve a problem that people do not know they have, or try to answer a question that people are not asking? Okay, when we first launched, people were not yet asking about website silo architecture. So you've got to answer questions that they're already asking and drive them down a slippery slope by suggesting better questions. So what you do is, how I rank higher. How do I? Let's go ahead and just how do I rank higher on the search engine safely is the key word. Using far fewer inbound links, using website silo architecture. So this is what we added to. This is our SAQ. Okay? We decided, you can imagine SAQ is putting a little bit of spin on the market. In other words, getting that market to reach a little bit for your painkiller or your vitamin. Get it asking the right question about its problem, okay? And then add a few more words. And you can see I've added another keyword, website silo architecture or silo architecture, okay? SEO backlinks and SEO. Okay. If I wanted to, I could also check inbound links. I don't know if that's a profitable term. Now remember, the problem of whether or not these are profitable comes later. You can hand the most important ones to Matt, or you could do a quick heuristic and determine which ones have the most traffic on a lesser tool if you wish. But the point is that you're going to give a few of these to Matt, and he's going to give you the vertical aspect of them. At the time, website silo architecture wasn't even a real word. So we were ranking and teaching something that was not even anything that anyone was typing in the search engine, but it is now. Years later, 5 years later, there's hundreds of searches per week, driving super, super high quality traffic to our site, buyers to our site every single day. That's because we helped incept the market. All right? Now it's time for you to do the PBQ, the pain behind the question. This is my favorite one. So when you start finding out what people's pain, this is where you play doctor. My pain behind the question, my fear behind the question is, it would be painful to get my website banned. Backlink penalties are painful. Google penalties are painful. Getting de-indexed by Google is painful. I'm afraid of getting de-indexed by Google. A Google manual penalty could get me shut down, my website shut down. Okay, I'm afraid of wasting money on useless backlinking SEO strategies. Okay, backlinking SEO strategies. So what you're doing here is getting these ideas down. I'm afraid of SEO Panda penalty filter. Say that twice fast. SEO Panda penalty filters and Penguin penalty filters. I'm afraid. I'm in pain. And what you do here is you just take all these. Remember, these are not for the keywords you're going to give to Matt. These are your secondary theme keywords for later on. Or, remember, you take them, drop them down to the next layer if you've got a good one, and turn it into a new FAQ. How do you know if you turn it into a new FAQ down here? Well, if one of these words makes you go, oh, our product solves that, that's a good sign that you want to take it down to the next level. site de-indexing. Oh, we have a full-on service that helps you get your site, gets the penalized links removed, which we actually do. So that's a product for us. Okay, so this is a very, very important practice. I got to tell you, the FAQ SAQ model is the thing that I'm the most excited about. Okay, so before we end this, I'm going to actually, when I come back, I'm actually going to run you through a pain finder method using a brand new question that I've never seen before, just so you don't think that I have prepared for 20 years for this. All right, so when we come back, I'll go ahead and take one of these and we'll look at it and I'll show you exactly how to take the same FAQ SAQ process to a brand new pain finder that's a fresh squeezed pane pulled directly from Quora. I'll see you on the next video.